So I want to share something with you that I have previously shared, but in greater detail. And this is actually the key to answering the question, who am I? Am I the body? Am I the mind? Am I the personality? Am I a person? What shapes this as an identity? So first, let's address something pretty simple, and that is the current knowledge about what determines you as a person. Is it your genes or your experiences? So let's first examine the science, and then a little deeper philosophy, and then try to figure out, who am I? Because if you think you're a person, then you don't actually fully understand who you are. Also, I think, apologies for saying it so dogmatically. But first, let's look at the science. Okay, what is the debate between whether genes or experiences play a significant role in shaping who we become as individuals? As you probably know, this has been a topic of discussion in both philosophy and science for a long time. While genetics certainly influences certain aspects of our brain and our being, it is the experiences we have and how we interpret them that ultimately shape our personal identity. And what I'm going to share with you later is that even that personal identity is not who we really are. So let's explore the philosophical and scientific basis for the argument that experiences, including education, entertainment, movies, plays, poems, every experience, food, culture, religion, shapes the person we become. Genetics undoubtedly contributes to various physical and biological traits, such as eye color and height and predispositions to certain diseases, although less than 5% of genetic mutations are fully penetrant. In any case, personal identity, however, encompasses more than just biological characteristics. Our thoughts, our emotions, beliefs, values, and behaviors are influenced by a combination of factors. And while genes may provide a foundation, it is our experiences that build upon this foundation and shape our personal identity. In the past, I've said that your brain is sculpted, your brain is created, your brain is initially created by genes, but then it is sculpted by experiences. So, from a philosophical standpoint, the concept of personal identity has long been explored. Philosopher John Locke argued that personal identity is not solely based on biological characteristics, but rather on consciousness and memory. According to Locke, our self identity is determined by our experiences and also how we interpret them and remember them. This perspective emphasizes that our interpretation and understanding of experiences are essential in shaping who we become. From a scientific perspective, scientific research also supports the notion that experiences play a crucial role in shaping personal identity. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change and adapt, demonstrates that our experiences have a direct impact on the structure and function of our brains. Every neural connection is shaped by every new experience we encounter. So every new experience basically creates new neural connections, strengthening certain pathways and weakening others. The neural plasticity shows that our experiences actively shape our brain's architecture and consequently our personal identity. And then there is what we call the role of the environment. The environment in which we grow and develop also significantly influences our personal identity. Education, provides us with knowledge, skills, and perspectives that shape our understanding of the world and ourselves. Similarly, entertainment mediums like movies, plays, and poems expose us to different narratives, different emotions, different perspectives, expanding our horizons and challenging our beliefs. These experiences broaden our understanding of the human condition and actually help us develop empathy and critical thinking and self awareness. How we interpret experience also matters. Um, Two individuals may encounter the same event, but their individual interpretations and perceptions of that event can differ significantly. Our interpretation of experiences is influenced by beliefs, values, cultural background, religion, and previous experiences. It is through the lens of interpretation that we make meaning out of our experiences and incorporate them into our personal narrative. So while genetics may provide a foundation, it is the experiences we have and how we interpret them that ultimately shape our personal identity. Okay, so that is very clear, right? But then does that personal identity remain static? Obviously not. With each experience, the personal identity starts to change. There's no such thing as a fixed personal identity. If it were, that would be, I think, very sad. So, who is Deepak Chopra? Deepak Chopra is a confluence of experiences. All that Deepak, that entity that we call Deepak, has understood, remembered, and perceived. It's the totality of every wisp of desire, every thread of memory, because you and I have walked through different gardens, we've knelt at different graves, we've heard different songs, we've watched different movies, we've read maybe some different books, and we met different people and encountered different stories. Every wisp of that experience is metabolized as this body mind, and this too is changing. It's not static. Of course, it changed from fertilized egg to baby and toddler and teenager and young adult and old adult and mature adult, all the way to dusty death. And if at any time that had stopped, you wouldn't feel comfortable if you just stopped changing after you were a teenager. But that was a different person than this one. My childhood, that was a different person than this one. In other words, personality and a person is a provisional identity and ever changing, ever changing. So if it didn't, we would be like mummies in a theater, which we could easily call a museum, but we're not. We are life itself. And as life itself, we do not have a fixed identity. And that is how it should be. And that is how we can look to infinite adventures, even beyond the theater of space-time and causality, even beyond the theater of space-time and causality. Because where is experience metabolized? In consciousness. And if consciousness is irreducible, fundamental, spaceless, timeless, infinite, and never ending outside of space-time, then you and I have infinite adventures coming our way. But choose your experiences wisely, because you and what you become are the metabolism of experience.